What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video of price action trading. And on the daily chart we can see that we have this triple top pattern, and you can see that this triple top is actually making traders being a lot more cautious. Nobody really want to go long directly into this resistance, but during this day we formed this little green bullish bar, and it just shows how uneventful today really was. Let's take a look on a lower time frame how it actually looked. This is how the price action structure actually looked during today. And boy oh boy, nothing really much happened. Today was very irritating for me, and I bet for a lot of you felt the same way, because we started out pretty nicely with this uptrend working higher. The EMA was pointing up. We can say that this is a little bit too steep, but we had a correction, and I was still expecting some bounce from here and try to make a new high, and I didn't really expect it would take us, almost entire day to make a new high. Look at this, the entire day was just a consolidation. Prices really didn't know where to go. Nobody was really sure whether to buy or sell. So days like this is when really patience is the most important factor, and patience is the name of the game. You always have to remember this, because during the days like this, if you're waiting for the nice perfect setup, you're most likely not gonna get it. So, and today I only took this trade, and when the market got choppy right here in this period, I actually left and went to do my other business stuff, because I just had enough at this point. This is from here to here, this is almost an hour of complete stale price action, and it will take a toll on you, because if you're trading this, you're analyzing it. I should go long, or should I go short, and you can create this mental plague. And at this point, what I recommend to a lot of traders, especially if you're just starting out trading, if you're unsure what's going on in the market structure like this, just step away from your computer and go take a walk around the block. 5 or 10 minute walk, clear your mind, go get some fresh air, because once you come back, you will see that you will be much more rejuvenated, and the price action structure will actually be much clearer to you. So this is, today was very, very boring and tedious, and it just shows you how patience is very important, because you have to sit on the sideline and just wait for prices to come to the key entry points. And so let's get started. So yeah, we started up higher, and this is normally a beginning of a bullish trend. Not that steep, but small little move down and a big leg up. I was definitely expecting continuation of a trend, which actually happened in the end, but today was more of a range day. So we had a correction working lower, and we're starting to get kind of choppy, and prices are consolidating. So it was tempting to go short here. It really was, because at this point we are making double top here, triple top here, and I was really tempted to go short here, but I was still kind of thinking, right, you never know, prices may go and make some short trapping, spike higher. But once we make this, look at the new low, first entry, pull back, second entry, this is now a quadruple top. Second entry at the resistance, quadruple top. Okay, there is some, obviously we're not going that much higher at this point, so it was good enough for scalp. And then you can see the prices didn't continue lower, and we actually found support here. So at this point, this is a trading range, just small little consolidation, small little trading range. So the best way to trade trading ranges, like I always teach you guys, is to sell the highs, sell the breakouts, and buy the breakouts lower, fade the breakout. But it wasn't really that clear, because we broke higher and no really good setup to go short, and I was even kind of tempted to take a scalp long, because this resistance is now acting as a support. EMA is kind of holding, but not really good setups. We're just chopping, and every time you feel like it's good to go short and it's good to go long, it's best to not to take the trade, because this is actually wrong thinking. You want to be always thinking that there's only one possibility, so to say. Of course, there's never only one possibility, but for example, if you take a look at this setup, it is at the key entry point. It's very hard to be thinking short, after this nice bullish bar, it's actually, you know, your mind is 90% telling you to go long. So always remember, when it looks good to go short and when it looks good to go long, this is most likely going to be some sort of trap. You never want to feel like 50-50 exactly, like it's a nice setup to, because that's too perfect. It's too perfect to go short and it's too perfect to go long. No, it's always have to be, you always have to be leaning to one side. So at this point I got up and left, and this is what you should, in my humble opinion, do, because this is just, you can see that this is only a few points up and down, up and down, up and down. We are working lower, we have a break and 2 legs to a new low. Finally we have a failed break lower, and this might be hard for a lot of traders to take, because it may seem, look how we sold off, and this looks almost oversold, and they might be thinking, you know, oh wait, now it's time for a reversal, we may head up down here. But no, this support is holding, you are far away from EMA, and prices will not stay away from EMA too long. So this was a nice bullish reverse bar, a small entry too. You can really risk a very low amount, and this is good. And good thing with, you know, taking the fade, you know, fading the breakouts, you can actually get a low of the day. You can see that in this case you didn't get the low of the day, but in this case you actually caught the big move, and this was the low, not low of the day, but low of the, you know, daily afternoon session. So yeah, this was the failed breakout, and we spiked higher. We make a double top, but you know, at this point I don't really like this setup that much, because you can draw your trend line and you're going short directly into the trend line. So, you know, there's not, you know, once again, not really clear what to do. It's not looking bad to go short because it's a double top, but yeah, the trend line is played, the EMA is kind of holding. So, you know, just one of those days when you have to be very patient. Once again, now you're starting to be in the middle of trading range. You can't go long here because you're in the middle of trading range, so you don't want to go long. And you can't go short either, because it's not even back to the top. Yeah, you have a break and a new high. Actually, you can make an argument for going short here because it is a second entry. But, you know, not perfect either. You know, I don't want to mark these trades that are not according to our rules exactly, and the next day some of you will take it, you will actually get burned. So prices spiked lower, and I only marked this if the signal bar was a little bit better, because this is a red signal bar. You can see the red body. If we trade up higher, even a few more ticks, this would be a nice reversal bar. So this trade, this failed break lower, is good only if you have a better signal bar. And you can see, I actually want to explain you guys this pattern, because there is a reason why we didn't, there's a reason how you can recognize that we're going to break out higher eventually. And the key factor was, from this low we spiked higher into the trading range, and you can see that this is the closest we got to this support. Boom, another attempt. This was the closest we got to this support. We didn't even make it. 2 attempts, double bottom, 2 attempts, and we didn't even make it to support. This is not like here. You can see that this failed break lower, we spiked higher and instantly went down. This failed break lower, we spiked higher and instantly went down. But this, on this failed break, we actually get into the range and we can't even get to this support. So this is how actually the momentum is shifting, and the bearish momentum is fading now. So this is when a lot of bulls are actually jumping into the market. We cannot even make it to this support. So this is actually one of the reasons how you can recognize that we may actually bounce out of here. And this is the pattern that I actually like to anticipate, the trend line like this. I don't want to draw my big trend lines when the prices are keep going, you know, to the support at this point when we are talking about failed break lower. But at this point, when the failed break lower actually, you know, spiked into the trading range and we didn't even make it to support, this is where you can start looking for those trend lines. And this was where I actually marked. And this, you know, obviously, like I said, I wasn't trading at this point. I actually, when I was ready to record this video, this was the setup that I marked. This was actually the first trade of the day that was really easy to spot, a very high probability, because this is off the trend line, it is off the EMA, and you have a little correction. You have first entry, second entry. This is a second entry, but you know, if you even wait for a 10, because now we're waiting for a new low of this trend line. So we tried, prices tried, we tick lower, and the EMA and the trend line held, and we make this higher low, beautiful green bullish bar. So this was very high probability setup. This is kind of the setup that I want you guys to take. Unfortunately, it was just, you know, really first solid setup of the day, and very difficult day in my opinion for a lot of people. And yeah, just you have to be patient. This is the day where patience is the name of the game, and you really cannot get, you know, you really cannot jump the gun. This is how, if you actually remained calm and patient during this day, you can actually consider yourself being quite mentally ready, because, you know, a lot of people get chopped into pieces in the days like this because they're trying to sell and buy all over the place and they're not really sure. So today was first lesson was to actually be patient, and the second lesson we can actually take away from this day is to recognize which fail break lower will lead into break higher from this trading range. The fact that we didn't make it to this support twice, and you can see that the bullish momentum is starting to pick up and the bearish momentum is fading. This is a good sign that we can start looking from for these trend lines. So study this pattern. This is a very typical pattern on the lot of markets, because most breakouts fail of course, but one will eventually work, obviously, and this was the one that worked. We broke higher, and the way we can find it, how you can recognize that we will break higher, is actually by studying this pattern. So take a look at this pattern. You know, we're about to have a Saturday and Sunday, so a lot of you are now working, so study your chart, and this pattern is actually good to study. And yesterday I was actually recording my live trading, so I'm going to upload it tomorrow. So I really wanted to do this lesson today. I didn't want to switch the video, so you have this lesson, and tomorrow I'm gonna upload the live trading as I was trading. So yeah, hopefully you had a good day today, and I wish you, enjoy your weekend. Bye guys.